Next to last insight I want to share with you here is that your thoughts influence the direction of your life. I want to share with you a little story. I've done a lot of things in my law enforcement career. With the exception of flying the helicopter and riding a horse, I've done just about everything there is to do in this profession, including unsuccessfully riding a motorcycle. Now, I had a friend of mine who was on motors, and I was assigned to Zone 3 in Atlanta, and he knew that I wanted to get a motorcycle. I didn't know anything about riding a motorcycle, never rode a motorcycle in my life. And he said, well, let's go over to Lakewood Amphitheater, and I'll take you out and I'll show you. It's not really that hard. Any of you who have been to Lakewood Amphitheater, you know the parking lot out there. There was a large retaining wall on the right-hand side, and there was a few light poles, but in this parking lot, there was next to nothing in this parking lot for you to possibly run into. And so he's showing me how to work the clutch and the throttle and everything, and I'm getting pretty good at it, and I'm starting to make some loops going around the parking lot. And like many of us do, you know, we get that little cocky twinge inside of us, and I'm coming around the curve where there's a retaining wall about 6 to 8 feet on my right-hand side. And what he doesn't tell me, however, is that the bike is going to go in the direction that I look. So instead of smiling and looking around this way that would guide me into the right direction, I decided I was going to turn around and go this way. The time I turned around, I was maybe 2 or 3 feet from this wall. And as much as I wanted to turn in the opposite direction, I ended up meeting that wall with the motorcycle. Now, thankfully, I didn't get injured. It was low speed. Probably the most painful thing is that both he and I had to walk a footbeat for 30 days for crashing the motorcycle. Now, what's that have to do with this insight here? I want you to understand that there's this concept called target fixation. That whatever you think, that's the direction that your life's going to go. And just like this analogy with the motorcycle here, when we think that we can't, that's the direction that our life moves. But if we think we can, we have the potential to move our life in the right direction. Your life is like a flashlight. You can point it whatever direction you want to point it. And Proverbs tells us this, that we need to be careful how we think because our life is shaped by our thoughts. We're all on a journey. Every one of us in this room, we're on a journey. The journey of life. And you know, many of you, I'm sure most all of you in this room drove here this morning, and the goal of driving a vehicle is to keep it between the lines. Same thing's true in life. But we have things happen in life. We have failures. We make mistakes. Anybody in this room made a mistake before? Anybody? I mean, today. Anybody today, right? How many of y'all made a mistake so bad you hope nobody ever finds out about it? Anybody? All right, let's take a few minutes and just share that with each other. Everybody at your table here. Okay, no, we don't want to do that, right? Life is full of failures. And as it relates to failure in our thinking, we can allow failure to do one of three things. We can allow it to defeat us, we can allow it to define us, or we can allow it to develop us. And the line on the right side is the line of success, and I think that's what many of us are chasing in our lives, is we want to be successful by the world standards. Is that we want to attain position, we want status, we want prestige, we want all those things that we think really signify success. But you know, and those that have attained those will tell you that it really is meaningless. Success leads to our greatest failure, which is pride. But failure leads to our greatest success, which is growth and development. We need to use our failures as stepping stones in life to get us to where we want to be. But instead of focusing on significance, what we really need to focus, or success, we really need to focus on significance. And significance is different than success, and I want to share with you 3 insights about significance. Significance is about discovering your gifts in life. Every one of you were uniquely gifted with something that your Creator had given you. You all have unique talents and abilities and skills, and we're not all equally gifted. But every one of you in this room have those, and it's your job to grow them and develop and to cultivate them to their absolute fullest. The second key to significance is this, is that you need to recognize those gifts and grow them and develop them to their maximum potential. And the last key to significance is that you need to take those seeds that have been given to you and sow them in the lives of other people, because life's not about us, my friends. Life is about serving other people. The last insight that I want to share with you about influence is that the greatest investment that you can make in your life, it's not in the stock markets, I want you to understand that. The greatest investment that you can make in your life is growing your influence. You see, many people, they're pursuing success, and this rope here represents your life, your existence. And if I could stretch this rope all the way out and you just envision it goes all the way out into eternity, and hopefully everybody in this room believes that there's something after this life here. This red portion of the rope, it represents your life on earth. And many of us, what we focus on is we focus on, doing everything that we can do to enjoy this little moment at the end of the rope right here, right? We are working, we are living for retirement. We say, you know what, I'm going to do all these things so that I can enjoy the worst years of your life, right? When you got all your health problems and all those issues. You know as well as I do that life is a gift. We're not promised the next day. And some of us may never get to this end of the rope here that we are engaged daily in the trivial pursuit of obtaining. We miss this portion of the rope right here. And what this is, it's the impact, it's the influence that we make in the lives of others. And so understand this. I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. Have you? Any of y'all? Never. You can't take the things of this world with you. The only thing of eternal significance is what you leave behind in the lives of other people. It's the only thing that's going to leave a legacy, that's going to leave your destiny. It's the only investment that we should be thinking about. I know I've gone over my time a little bit, and so I want to conclude, however, with a poem. It's called Your Influence, and I'd like to leave it with you as we conclude our time together this morning. And the poem is this. It says, your life will touch a dozen lives before this day is done. Leave countless marks of good or ill ere sets the evening sun. This the wish I always wish, the prayer I always pray. Lord, may your life help other lives it touches by the way. Thank you for the gift of your time, friends.